Hello. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. And on this particular training, we are going to continue building out our Zapier integration with PhoneBurner, helping us take data into PhoneBurner and getting data out of PhoneBurner based off of specific actions. Hopefully you have been watching all of the other videos that are part of this series, but if this is the first video you're watching, not a problem, happy to have you here, but make sure you go back and watch some of the other videos as we do lean on information that we've already discussed in previous videos. Now, in our last training series, we talked about how you can get all of the call activity, every call that you make through PhoneBurner, logged back into a Google Doc. And here was our example. We'd called Sally Sample and set an appointment with her. And we had that call activity logged back in this Google Doc. In fact, like I had mentioned, we set it up so that every call we make through PhoneBurner will log on this Google Sheet. But let's take it another step further. Let's say every time we set an appointment or every time somebody on our team sets an appointment, those appointments need to be reviewed by our QA team. And so I have another tab in this document called Appointments, where we can have every call that results in an appointment logged so our QA team can review it here in the Google Doc rather than having to log into PhoneBurner. That'll also give our QA team the ability to approve or deny each of those appointments. And so what we're going to do as we go through this training series is we're going to talk about how we can get each appointment into this document. And after the QA team reviews it and either approves it or denies it, we need to update that record back in PhoneBurner. So let's get into it. Let's jump back over to Zapier. We're going to create a new Zap. And just like our all calls Zap, this is going to be a webhook Zap. So the trigger event is going to be a webhook. That's going to be a catch hook. Let's go ahead and continue. And that's going to give us our custom URL. So now we need to apply this webhook URL to the specific disposition that's going to trigger this. That's our set appointment disposition. So we're going to go ahead and copy this. We're going to go back to our PhoneBurner account. We're going to click on our initials in the upper right-hand corner or an image if you've updated that. And we're going to go down to Dial Session Settings. On Dial Session Settings, we're going to go to Dispositions. And in Dispositions, we're going to go to our live answer set because our set appointment button would only be used after a live answer. So in the live answer set, I'm going to click on Set Appointment. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and we're going to see this webhook option right here. Now we've got a problem. I've already got a webhook URL on this disposition, as you can see right here. Every time we set an appointment, we want that call logged in our all calls sheet as well. So what are we going to do? Very simple. What we need is really just this last little bit of the custom webhook URL, this BU986J5. Of course, yours is going to be different, so don't use the one that I've got. Use the one that you create. And so if I went back to PhoneBurner and just pasted this in there, it's going to replace that URL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a notepad, paste in the full URL, and I'm just going to copy this part. Once I've got that copied, I'm going to move that out of the way, go back here to the webhook URL. And here you'll see I've got B2900XL, and then I'm going to put a comma after that and paste in the new ID right there. So now I have two IDs in this one URL, and I'm going to save changes. We now have two webhook URLs applied to this one disposition in PhoneBurner. So every time we click the Set Appointment button, PhoneBurner will send the details to this new catch hook as well as the old catch hook. Let's go ahead and update the name here. And let's go ahead and continue so we can test this trigger. Now, in order to test it, we do need to go back to PhoneBurner and we need to call one of our sample contacts. So let's go to Contacts and let's go to our fresh leads because that's where our sample contacts have been flowing into. And let's just call Sally Sample again. So we're going to go ahead and check the box there for Sally and begin a dial session. So here we're calling Sally. Let's say Sally answers. We have a good conversation with her. We're going to go ahead and end our call. We could update our notes, any other things that we need to update, but we're going to click that Set Appointment button. When we click that Set Appointment button, that should have sent all of the contact and call details to our webhook. So let's go ahead and close this, go back to Zapier, click on the test trigger button. And there it is. We've got Sally samples information here. The status was set appointment, duration 10 seconds, all of that stuff is in here. And that's how easy it is for you to add 2 webhook URLs to one button in PhoneBurner, allowing you to send contact and call details to multiple Zaps within your Zapier account. And that's going to wrap up this particular training. Thanks for taking a moment to watch this video, and happy dialing.